The Fed minutes just came out, and there's some interesting tidbits of information that we should cover. Keep in mind, this is from about 3 weeks ago, so it is looking into the past, but we have some other news to cover as well in this video, including FTX talking about how they might spin up FTX again, and they may restart the exchange because it came out that they actually found a lot of the crypto that they were missing. I also want to talk about some other stuff, so if you don't mind, please hit the subscribe button underneath the video, turn that bell notification as well. And before we get into it, there's a link to the Patreon. I sold some calls recently and I'm making some nice premium, not a bearish call in the market or anything like that. I don't think the market's going to necessarily go down, but it's a nice way of smoothing out the volatility. And there's a link to Webull underneath the video as well, where you can get up to 24 free stocks. It's an insane amount if you put in any amount of money, and they give you 5.8% on your cash. It's insane what they're doing right now. Some of the best offers in the market. And if you haven't tried Webull, I would highly suggest it. Just try it out and you get like a free date night's worth of free stocks. You can sell them off. If you want to see future videos like this, you better hit that subscribe button because we're going to be posting a lot of them. I already posted one today talking about the CPI and how it actually came down pretty quickly. You know, the forecast was 5.2%, it came down to 5%. The previous was 6%, so we're almost under 5%, coming down a lot from the peak of over 9%. And this is the lowest point that we've been at in 2 years. So the market rallied a little bit, then fell throughout the day, I think, with some fear over the Fed minutes and some fear over PPI tomorrow, and the fact that the core CPI is still quite high. It was at 5.6%, actually went up a little bit, I believe, since last month as well. So just a little bit of fear there, but overall, the market is trending down. As you can see here, the CPI, I should say, is trending down over time, and it's coming down pretty quickly. So it's going to be interesting to watch this, but hopefully it continues to come down just like it is now. I think this is going to be really good for the markets. Now, we did get some news from the Fed. All Fed officials backed 25 basis point rate increase at March FOMC. So some people will be worried about this. Oh, the Fed continues to raise rates when banks are collapsing. And this may be a headline, right? But you have to remember this is from 3 weeks ago. We had a lot of revisions upwards right before that. Now we're seeing really good CPI. The Fed might not have to raise as much. And some of the other points that they made in the minutes also were more bullish, I think. Many Fed officials lowered views of the rate peak on bank strains, basically saying, yeah, we might raise 25 basis points, but we don't plan on raising after that, or we don't plan on raising as aggressively. The Fed staff is projecting a mild recession starting later in 2023. And I don't know why this is posted twice, but there are going to be some people that say we're already in a recession. Some people that say we're going to still hit that soft landing. Last time Jerome Powell spoke, it sounded like he wasn't so sure we're going to be able to hit that soft landing. But remember, typically by the time we hear about a recession, the worst is behind us, right? That's after we've already gone through 2 quarters of negative GDP growth, or however they're going to define it now, right? So usually we'll be past the worst of it, and the markets are forward looking. So we might be in the actual recession now. If they're saying that it's going to happen later in 2023, right? If it's third quarter or something like that, second and third quarter, well, we're already in the second quarter now. And again, people just buy ahead of good news. They try to buy before the market turns around. So we might already be through the worst of it. Of course, I have some money on the sidelines just in case. I'm not saying to go all in, but you can see that these comments from the last minutes aren't really causing the market too much fear. Yesterday, we had a 70% chance of a 25 basis point hike. Now we have a 73% chance. So the market is pricing this in. It's not like the market's moving too much. I mean, it's slightly green, depending on what index you're looking at. NASDAQ is just about even. But overall, I think the market is a little bit relieved, right? We had good CPI. We had pretty good Fed minutes, honestly. And while there is talk about recession, I wouldn't be too worried about that. Now, again, we have PPI tomorrow. We have the ETH Shanghai upgrade later today. So, there could be some volatility. I'm not saying that there won't be, but overall, this is a great day. And I wouldn't be surprised if the market really rebounds tomorrow, especially if PPI isn't bad. Bankrupt crypto exchange FTX has recovered $7.3 billion in assets. FTX will consider restarting its crypto exchange in second quarter, FTX attorney says. I can't believe this, but it's good that they're recovering so much of their crypto. They did say that they were losing crypto all the time and that they would just find wallets with $50 million here or there that they just forgot that they had. But I'm not going to touch FTX exchange. I would never trust putting my crypto on there again. They say this is the exchange from the people that use spreadsheets for investments, stored private keys on AWS, and had a backdoor. They also traded against their own clients. They were run by the liquidator who got liquidated multiple times on Aave. Just remembering some of the things that they did, I think will reinforce the fact that you don't want to touch it. I'm sure that some people will. Some people will say, hey, it's fine. They recovered all their assets. They really didn't cause any harm, but it could go a different way, right? They caused a lot of harm and caused some people to lose their entire crypto investment. And while some people will get, Solana will get some other assets back, some of their tokens that they artificially pumped up, right? I wouldn't be so surprised if those cryptos just got dumped off because people don't want to have anything to do with it. And I wouldn't be surprised too if, whatever they get back, they just take away from FTX if they give it back on the new exchange or something like that. I think it's going to be a shell of its former self, and a lot of people won't trust it. But let me know your thoughts on that underneath the video. Overall, Bitcoin's doing pretty well. As you see here, right, when you zoom out, right, we're down a little bit from the peak today. We went to like 30,500. Now we're at 30,040. We're up, back down a little bit, and then up again, just breaking through really key resistances at 20,000, 22,000, 25,000, the 200-week moving average. And now we bounced off of the $27,000 mark and moved back up. Again, when you zoom out, it looks pretty evident that this was the bottom back here. Now, of course, we could always come back down, right? But right now, we're looking extremely bullish, at least on Bitcoin. And I do have some more money. I would love to buy some more Bitcoin in the low 20s, maybe even lower than that. Even just a few weeks ago, I bought in the $20,000 range. I bought right at 20,500, right on this dip. It's a great time to be buying. And now up into the races. Now, Bitcoin dominance is coming down a little bit today. Some alts running a little bit while Bitcoin's taking a little bit of a pullback. Wouldn't be surprised if some people are just taking some profits from Bitcoin and putting them into alts, especially ahead of this Shanghai upgrade. There's going to be some volatility, but let me know your thoughts on all this underneath the video. Let me know if you would put your money back on FTX or not, and let me know what do you think about the Fed minutes. Again, I just don't think it was much information. It was kind of a nothing burger. Didn't really do too much to the markets now. Now, of course, there could be some volatility. By the time you see this, who knows? The market could be up or down 1% or 2% or something like that. And check out the link to Webull underneath the video where you can get up to 24 free stocks when you deposit any amount, and you get up to 5.8% on your cash. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.